Do you trust artificial intelligence? Even more so, would you trust AI to pick a neighborhood for you to live in, or to pick a home in a neighborhood for you to live in? Well, in today's video, I am going to share with you the 10 best neighborhoods according to Kurby AI. Now, if you live here in the Staunton area, watch the video and tell me whether or not you agree with what Kurby has to say. If you don't live here in the area and you're not familiar with the neighborhoods, then I'm going to show you these 10 neighborhoods today so you can get an idea as to whether or not AI got it right. So hang around here until the end of the video when I reveal to you the best neighborhood in all of Staunton according to Kurby AI. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Stefan, and along with my wife Leslie, as real estate agents here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, we get texts, phone calls, and emails all the time from people who are looking to sell a home or to purchase a home, and we love to help those people when they call. So if you are interested in doing just that, we'd love to talk to you. That information's in the description below. And if you like our channel, by the way, help us help others who are looking for this kind of information by clicking that subscribe button and touching that bell icon so that our message gets out to more people. We'd really appreciate you when you do that, and we appreciate you helping others as well. Now, as I said just a moment ago, today we're going to look at AI and how it does with identifying Staunton's 10 best neighborhoods. Now, I'm not here to have a philosophical conversation over artificial intelligence, but we all know that AI is moving into many parts of our life. And so along with that, it makes sense to me to know how much should we trust that. Now, at the end of the video, I'm also going to give you my pros and cons about this Kurby AI. But in order to do that, we need to learn a little bit more about Kurby AI, which was recently started in 2022, and it's located in Miami, Florida. So what is Kurby AI? Well, here's a definition about it from their website. Kurby is a web app that provides AI-powered insights on properties and locations throughout the world. It uses GPT-4 technology and a whole bunch of other things there. As you can see, it basically pulls from many different places on the internet to give information about a particular area. So that's why today I'm going to take a look at what they say here about our beautiful Staunton, Virginia. Did they get it right? Did they not? Now, they've got 10 neighborhoods on there. Now, that's a lot of neighborhoods. So I'm going to talk about the bottom 5 because I'm leading up to number 1. I'm going to talk about number 6 through 10 from here, and then I'm actually going to go into the other neighborhoods as well. Now, I'm going to show you pictures of the other neighborhoods as well, but like I say, just to try to get through all of this, that's probably what I need to do to make sure we can get through it all. So hang in there. Let's see if you agree with these 10 neighborhoods here in Staunton. All right, so let's start out with Kurby's number 10 best neighborhood here in Staunton, the North Augusta Street neighborhood. Now, according to Kurby, North Augusta Street is a bustling neighborhood that's home to a variety of businesses. It's also the location of the Staunton Farmers Market, a popular spot for locals and visitors alike. With its mix of residential and commercial properties, it's a neighborhood that's full of life. Okay, so let's point out AI's first mistake. North Augusta Street is actually not one of Staunton's 69 neighborhoods here. Now, it's an area in town, but the area along North Augusta Street is comprised of several neighborhoods north of the downtown area. Now, they mentioned that it's home of the Staunton Farmers Market. The Staunton Farmers Market is not there. We're actually in the place right now where the Staunton Farmers Market is. We are in one of the historic districts in downtown Staunton, the Wharf area. And now the Staunton Farmers Market here is open every Saturday from 7 until noon. And man, it's just a great place to come and get food and vegetables, and local craftsmen and artisans are here as well. And like I say, just a really neat place to come if you're here in the Staunton area. Now, in addition to that, there are also restaurants in the area. You've got the Mill Street Grill, you've got the Depot Grill, and you also have, as you can see behind me here, the Byers Street Bistro. So I would say that is the first thing that AI, it talked about an area, and there's a North Augusta Street here in Staunton, but it's not where the farmers market is, and it's not where they're describing. So that's number 10. All right, so now let's move on. I'm going to talk about the number 9 and the number 7 neighborhoods together, and that'll become evident why here in just a second. So number 9, the Selma neighborhood. Selma is a neighborhood that's known for its grand historic homes. Many of these homes overlook the city and offer stunning views. It's a neighborhood that's perfect for those who appreciate architecture and a touch of luxury. Along with that, number 7, the Oakenwold neighborhood. Oakenwold is a quiet residential neighborhood with a strong sense of community. It's known for its beautiful homes, many of which feature large yards and gardens. It's a great place for families and anyone seeking a suburban lifestyle within the city limits. Now, like I said before, Oakenwold is actually not an official neighborhood here in Staunton. Now, there are several streets that are Oakenwold named streets in what we consider the Oakenwold area, but they lie in the Selma neighborhood. Now, the description of the Oakenwold area does include some larger homes and some nice gardens, and additionally, the Selma neighborhood is pretty much described pretty correctly here. Now, there's also the homes in Selma have been built earlier as well, but there's also homes in the 1960s as well. So you've got a variety of different kinds of homes there. Now, the thing about the Selma neighborhood is you're going to find some beautiful larger homes, but you might also find some homes that are older and homes that are needing remodeling. So it's not uncommon to find older homes and remodeled homes and homes in remodeling that are all right next to each other in the Selma neighborhood. All right, so number 8 on the list is the Stuart addition, by which Kurby describes it as another historic neighborhood that's rich in charm. It's home to the Stuart Hall School and the Trinity Episcopal Church, 2 of Staunton's historic landmarks. With its narrow streets and brick sidewalks, it's a neighborhood that's full of character. Now, although the Stuart addition map here in Staunton doesn't actually have Trinity Episcopal Church and the Stuart Hall School in there, it's still the area that we really think about what Stuart Hall is. And like all of Staunton's historic neighborhoods, you know, you're going to find some amazing architecture and some absolutely unbelievable craftsmanship in some of these homes. And it just really is a neat look in these areas. Now, it gives you that old city feel, and you're very close to downtown living. Now, the one thing about this area is that there's not a huge amount of homes in this area like a couple of the areas that we're going to talk about here in the future as well. All right, number 6 on our list, the College Park neighborhood. Kurby says that it is located near Mary Baldwin University. College Park is a vibrant neighborhood with a youthful energy. It's a great place for students, faculty, and anyone who enjoys being close to the academic scene. Plus, it's within walking distance to Gypsy Hill Park, Staunton's largest public park. Now, I like the College Park neighborhood. It has many ranch-style homes and Cape Cod homes. A lot of them were built between the 1940s and the 1970s, but really the information here, it's not 100% correct. Now, if you look on Google Maps, you'll see that College Park kind of stretches over much of the northwest section of Staunton, and if that's the case, if that's what you're calling College Park, I guess part of that does border on Mary Baldwin University, but the actual neighborhood itself, as you can see here from the front of the neighborhood to Mary Baldwin University, it's about a mile away, a little over a mile away to get there. Additionally, they say you can walk to Mary Baldwin or you can walk to Gypsy Hill Park, and I mean, you can, it's, but you're going to be walking over a mile to get to both Mary Baldwin and to Gypsy Hill Park. So now that we've seen numbers 10 through 6, let's go ahead and let's go on into the number 5 neighborhood. All right, so we're here on our number 5 best neighborhood according to Kurby AI. That is the Villages at Staunton. According to Kurby, the Villages at Staunton is a unique neighborhood that blends history with modern living. It's a community built around the historic Western State Hospital, which has been transformed into luxury condos and apartments. With its landscape, grounds, and amenities, it's a neighborhood that offers a high standard of living. Now, this neighborhood is actually not a neighborhood again. Now, it's obviously a very large part here, but it's actually in the Slater Boulevard neighborhood, and it's considered one of Staunton's historic districts. Now, you'll see sometimes Staunton has 5 of them, sometimes it has 6. This is like the 6th historic district of Staunton. Now, as far as the description goes, here in the Villages, it's pretty correct. I mean, you've got a lot of luxury condos here. You actually have apartments that you can rent as well. And so is it one of the best neighborhoods in Staunton? Well, I mean, if you're looking for a condo, yeah, it's a great place. If you're looking for a single family detached home, you're not going to find one here. So I leave it up to you as to, is it one of your best neighborhoods? Now, as far as the neighborhood goes, as far as the Villages here go, there have been 9 condos that have sold in the last couple of years. They've had a median price of $265,000 and range between $250,000 and $338,000. Now, all of them had 2 bedrooms and between about 930 square feet and all the way up to about 1,638 square feet. Now, as far as the luxury condos go, I just mentioned that price. There are some, like I say, all the way up to penthouse type condos. So you can get larger ones and more expensive condos as well, if that's something that you're interested in. Now, of course, there's the historic Blackburn Inn here, where you can get music and dining and activities that go on throughout the summer as well. And of course you're probably only about a half mile away, maybe 3/4 of a mile to actually right in downtown Staunton. All right, so we are here in our number 4 neighborhood, according to Kurby, the Sears Hill neighborhood. Now, according to Kurby, Sears Hill offers the best of both worlds, proximity to downtown and the tranquility of nature. The neighborhood is known for the Sears Hill Bridge and Woodrow Park, offering breathtaking views of the city. It's a great place for those seeking a peaceful retreat within the city. Now, this is really our first neighborhood in the top 5 that has a plethora of homes in it. And most of the homes here in this neighborhood were built starting in the late 1800s, around 1860, all the way up through about the 1950s. And one of those homes is the one that you kind of see through the trees here behind me. This is the Sears house, which was the original residence of Barnes Sears. Nothing to do with Sears Roebuck, okay? But Barnes Sears, he was a well-known educator here in the Staunton area. Now, below me you have beautiful Woodrow Park, which is a very hilly park, and again, the Sears Hill Bridge that goes across through, take you into downtown Staunton, a really great shortcut to get you there. A lot of the neighborhood is less than a mile away. Now, this neighborhood has some streets that have nice homes on them, and some streets that have homes that are in need of being remodeled. It's kind of like many cities in the country. Some of the homes are in remodeling and some need to be remodeled. So, but like I say, in this neighborhood, the median price of homes sold in the last 2 years, of which there were 38 homes sold, is $242,000. They range in price from $60,000 all the way up to $355,000. Now, here's some pictures to give you an idea about the homes. The lowest price home that sold, that $60,000 home, was built in 1950. And as you can see, it needs a little bit of work. Now, the median value home, this little brick ranch home here, it was built in 1973 and it sold for $242,000. And finally, the most expensive home in the neighborhood that sold for $355,000 was originally built in 1941, but it's been all remodeled. Now, that doesn't mean there's not homes in the neighborhood here that are more than that, but that's just a sampling of the homes that sold here in the last 2 years. Kirby says number 3 for our next neighborhood, we go right to the center of town. West Beverly Street is the heart of Staunton's commercial district. Here you'll find a plethora of shops, restaurants, and cafes. The neighborhood is also home to the iconic Stonewall Jackson Hotel and the American Shakespeare Center. It's the perfect spot for those who love the hustle and bustle of city life. Now, what Kirby just described to you is a great description of the historical Beverly Street neighborhood. The West Beverly Street neighborhood is actually a neighborhood on the west side of town. It's a pretty oddly shaped neighborhood, and it runs all up and down along Beverly Street. In that neighborhood, over the last 2 years, 2 homes have sold, one for $179,000 and one for $200,000. So you can obviously see that West Beverly Street neighborhood does not match the description that Kirby just told us, which is actually the historic Beverly Street neighborhood. Now, they got it wrong. So now, as far as what Kirby said about the area downtown here, it is filled with quaint shops and restaurants, and it just gives a really neat vibe in Staunton. We've talked a lot about in Staunton before about the vibe. Now, if you're looking for a downtown condo, okay, and if you're willing to wait, this neighborhood you're going to find some in, but they're not a whole lot of different single-family homes and a whole lot of different properties. Now, for example, in the last 2 years, only one condo has sold here. It sold for $225,000, and don't let that 766 square feet fool you. There's other homes here in the Central City area and downtown, which are going to have condos up in the $600,000 plus range as well. Now, there are, as I mentioned, a handful of detached homes in the area, but they're really few and far between because this is really the major part of the business district here in town. But like I said, if you're willing to wait, and you want a condo right in the downtown area here to be in the center of it all, and you're probably going to be in a competitive offer situation, this would be a cool neighborhood to live in. All right, we are in the number 2 neighborhood. As you see, Kirby says here, next up is the Gospel Hill neighborhood, known for its stunning views of downtown Staunton with its tree-lined streets and a mix of historic and modern homes. It's a neighborhood that exudes a warm, welcoming vibe, plus it's just a stone's throw away from the city's vibrant art scene. And as you can see down here, one of the parts of this neighborhood is the Virginia School for the Deaf and Blind here. And now this neighborhood is another neighborhood here, pretty much all of the neighborhoods in the downtown area are on the National Register of Historic Places. And there are many historical homes in this area. It makes sense, right? So and a lot of them are very well maintained, and there's multiple Victorian homes and 20th century colonial revival homes. There's Greek revival homes in the style of the home that President Woodrow Wilson was born here in this neighborhood as well. Now, the description mentions the art scene, and yes, this neighborhood abuts the Beverly Street Historic District that we just talked about, and where the Blackfriars Playhouse is and the Hotel 24 is as well. Now, also additionally here in this neighborhood is the Society for Victorian Arts and Culture, and that's a museum. It's here in this neighborhood. Now, in the last 2 years, 11 homes have sold, and 5 of those have been condos. Median price of $225,000 with an average, though, of $348,000. The range in price from $177,000 to $1.4 million. Now, the lowest home, again, to give you a little bit of a comparison here, the lowest home that sold went for $177,000, and you can see that here. The median value was $225,000, and it's a nice little ranch-style home that was built in 1961. And the most expensive home sold is this beautiful Queen Anne-style home, and it sits on a beautiful, beautiful estate setting. And so, like I say, if you're looking for a neighborhood that is full of just larger, nicer homes, the Gospel Hill area is a really nice area of Staunton. And so we finally made it, and we're kind of above the neighborhood here. The #1 neighborhood, according to Kurby, is the Newtown Historic District. And stepping back into Newtown Historic District is like stepping back in time. This neighborhood, listed on the National Register of Historic Places, boasts well-preserved Victorian and Greek Revival homes. It's a haven for history buffs and architecture enthusiasts alike. Now, the city of Staunton's Newtown neighborhood is spelled a little differently than the historical Newtown neighborhood, and there's a little bit difference geographically, but overall they're in the same place. Now, this is where you're going to find a lot of homes, like I say, from Federal to Colonial Revival homes to Italianate homes and Victorian and even Gothic homes as well. You'll find a large number of Staunton's mansions in this area as well, and some of the mansions were originally used as girls' schools dormitories. Now, over the last 2 years, there's been 36 homes that have sold in this neighborhood, and listen to this range. Or excuse me, the median price is $300,000, the range $70,000 to $1.85 million. So let's look at that lowest cost of home. Sold for $70,000. As you can see, it needs a little bit of work. It was built in 1940, but when it gets done, if they do it well, I'm sure it could be a beautiful home. The median value home was a $300,000 Victorian home that was built in 1893. And the most expensive home sold is the Stuart house, which is a large 5,400 square foot home sitting on a beautiful estate, and that's the one that sold for $1,850,000. So what do you think? Are those the 10 best neighborhoods in all of Staunton? If you live in one of these neighborhoods, comment down below. Tell us why you love your neighborhood. Maybe you're in a neighborhood that got left off of the list. I would love to hear your comments as well. Tell us why your neighborhood should be on that top 10 list. And like I say, you know, I figured we're here in Reservoir Park. I mean, look at the beautiful view. One of the highest places here in Staunton. You go over to this side, you got beautiful views, the Appalachian Mountains through the trees, and just another really neat place here in Staunton. But what do I think about AI? Well, I think there's one or two pros. First of all, it does give users an opportunity to go to one place to glean a lot of information that's general information about a certain area. And while a company that is located in Miami, Florida, can be a good starting point to learn about an area, there's definitely some cons as well, as we saw throughout the day. For example, we know that the information is scraped off of the internet, and when AI generates that, it can take that information and it can maybe put it together incorrectly. Therefore, you might not get a totally accurate representation of a neighborhood like we saw in several today. I think also you miss some of the details and the nuances of each one of the neighborhoods as well. And in order to really dig in on Kurby, you have to pay them $99 a month to get their super duper thing so that you can find out more information about the area. But it's really, all the information is still really online. And you can find it, you just have to do a little bit more searching. But I think the greatest miss for AI is that it doesn't take into account your personal likes and dislikes. You know, today we saw a lot of historic neighborhoods, and some of them are really, really nice neighborhoods. And that's great if you want to live in a historic neighborhood, but maybe you don't. Maybe you want a new home, and maybe you want a home with a half acre or an acre yard or 2 acres. But we didn't see many homes today that had those. So it can't take into account what you're looking for. But here's the thing. In my opinion, you can never replace a person living in that area that's knowledgeable about the area. And while AI speaks in generalities, I'm here and Leslie's here to give you details about the area. And that's one of the reasons why Leslie and I started our channel, because people call us all the time and looking to move to the area, and a lot of great folks that we've been able to help. And, you know, being able to have our feet on the ground even before they get here is a really, really important part of buying a home. I guess you could say that Leslie and I are your AI tour guides in the area. Oh, AI? awesome individuals. Just kidding. But like I say, you know, I can't include everything in this video, and I know it's long enough as it is, but like I say, having feet on the ground here in the area is one of the most important things you could do. So that's why I would ask you to call us, text us, or email us, and we'll be able to help you here in Staunton or in any of the other towns and rural places here in Virginia's mountains and valleys. But like I always say at the end of every video, almost every video, until next time, I will see you around town.